Hi, it's your coach Carmen DeVault. I'm here to talk to you about taking your measurements. I've had a lot of questions about how you properly take your measurements, what you should measure before you start your program. As in my prior video, I talked about taking your pictures and how important that is to get a before and after so you can see your progression. Measurements are just as important. If you don't have a measuring tape like this, you can get it at any kind of craft store or sewing store, anything like that. If you don't have anything like this, I know before I got one of these, I used just some hemp rope or twine and measured it out with a ruler. I'd wrap the twine around me wherever I needed to, marked it, measured it with the ruler, and that was how I got my measurements. So once you have your tape, your rope, whatever you're using, I like to take my measurements based on the 21 Day Fix app. And it does a little bit more than what your transformation tracker will show that comes with your program. I like to measure the neck, the upper arms, the chest, the waist, the hips, thighs, and calves. I personally am trying to build muscle, so those are things that I definitely am focusing on. So when you're taking your measurements, try to find the very end of your tape, and what you're going to do, and I like to use a mirror, for your neck, you're just going to wrap it around, and you want it to be kind of snug. You don't want it to be really loose because then your measurements are going to be off. So make it pretty snug, and it looks like I'm at about 13 inches. You're going to write that down, and then we're going to move on to our arms. For your arms, I always focus on measuring the largest part of my upper arm, and it can be a little difficult on your own. If someone's there to help you, go ahead and get them to help. So it looks like I'm at about 10.5 inches. Again, I'm making it super snug so that my measurements are as true as they can be. So that was my right upper arm. I'm going to jot that down. Moving on to the left. And we're at about 10 inches on the left, so a little bit more work needed on the left to meet the right. So we're going to write that down, left upper arm. And then we're going to move on to our chest. Again, I mentioned this in my previous video about pictures. You ladies, you want to choose something, a top that has no padding, so you get your truest form. I know for people like me who are kind of small chested, you like to wear padding, so try to find a sports bra that has the least amount of padding or none at all. You again want to measure around the largest part, the largest diameter. You want to get this wrapped all the way around and make sure it's level, and again make it snug. And I'm going to write down 33 inches for my chest. For the waist, everyone should have either a smallest point. If you are on a weight loss journey, that smallest point may not appear to be your smallest point, which is totally okay. Find that point that's there in the middle, which is your waist, and wrap that around. Make sure again it's snug, and I'm getting about 26.5 inches. Go ahead and write that down. Again, these are your before measurements, so don't be discouraged by what you're writing down. They're not going to be measurements like mine because I've been doing this for several months, and I've been active my entire life. If you're brand new on this weight loss journey, your numbers are going to be high. Accept that, be okay with that, and use that as your motivation to move forward. Okay, sorry about my rambling. Moving on to your hips. You want to find the widest, largest point on your buttocks and your hips and measure from that point. Again, making sure it's snug. And I'm going to write about 35 inches. Again, jot that down if you haven't already. Moving on, we're going to do the right thigh. And I'm going to do the upper thigh where it is at the largest point. Pulling it snug. And I'm going to write 20 inches. And we're going to repeat it on the left, finding the largest point and pulling snug. The left thigh is just a tad bit larger than the right, which is okay. It's going to be off. So I'm getting about 20¼ inches. And then let me raise my leg up here so you can see it. You're going to do your calf, again getting the largest area, pulling it snug, and I'm at about 12 inches. And then you'll do your left, and I'm at about 12 inches there as well. So that's how you take your measurements. Jot all of those down on a piece of paper, put it in an app, anything that will remind you of what your measurements are on day one. Take your measurements again every week if you need to. I suggest once at the beginning, once at the end of your program, and then you can truly see your results. I guarantee you, you will see more inches fall off than you will pounds. So if you have any questions, you can look me up on Facebook, facebook.com/Carmen C. DeVault. You can also find me on Instagram at Carmen DeVault, or if you'd like, send me an email at ckennedy8806@gmail.com. Bye!